Welcome back to the channel. So NVIDIA made a new type of graphics, it seems, like DLSS 5 reveal. Well, this is reveal trailers. And there's a lot of criticism because it's like maybe like if you remember that AI like replacements on video games they made a little bit back, where everything looks real life basically, with a little bit of uncanny vibes. For instance, like certain characters, because of how they look originally in the game, it looks a little bit uncanny sometimes. And I'm also concerned about consistency here, but let's just check these out. Maybe it's going to be surprising. So DLSS 5. Hmm. Okay. Let's just jump back on these. This one. Okay, so it is a raining scene, and you can definitely see the improvements there. Uh, it looks realistic. So, and that's pretty cool. And visually, this looks quite well. However, I'm concerned about like uncanny look on it whenever it doesn't work. Because probably you're going to presume this is not going to work all of the time. There's also going to be glitches and stuff like that. That's synonymous with like upscaling technology and uh, like frame generation. So there's definitely going to be some oddities, but it definitely looks quite realistic compared to how it originally looked. Now, people are going to complain, yes, this is AI slop. And it's probably not what the artist intended. But here's the thing, you can complain that this is AI slop, but you can also remember you don't have to turn this on. So don't complain about the feature if you're not going to use it. If you're not going to use it, just don't turn it on. Now, for those who want to use it, this is also going to be nice, because it's basically a preference. This is not uh, it's not enforced requirement. Like it's not like games are going to force you to use this, and if they do, you really can't complain in that scenario. But I'm gonna bet some games are gonna be specifically built to use this technology as well. So if that's the artist's intention, it might work for them. But I can see this feature being quite fun to play with, even though it's not necessarily always going to be a good experience. But it does look quite well. I mean, like, look at that. It has some uncanny look to it. But if you look at a previous image, this is more artist intended, while this is replacing the intention. So the look, the emotional look might be different. This one seems, if you look at this character looks a little bit more sad or distressed, while this one has the same look, but it seems less emotional. So that can be a thing. But even if you look at like a hand, there's a lot of details being filled in here that weren't there. And while it is looking good, it can also look odd if used wrong. So that's a thing. But I'm happy actually for this, because it's a choice. You can use it, and some people are gonna find this fun to play with. Like if you can see here, it's off. and here they turn it on, and there's a lot of details. It looks visually quite well, but we'll need to see in action, because if the game is in motion, it might look weird. So this is Resident Evil. So, and this is another one. Let's first look at, for instance, it's definitely tuning up the lighting, as well as like a speculum map onto characters. Because as you can see, there's no reflections of light in the scene. But yeah, you can see like on this scene, for instance, on his face, there's this speculative map over him. Specular, the light is reflecting, but not actually reflecting, but mostly just it's almost like it showcases a little bit of sweat on the skin of the character. It is definitely interesting. I can see myself actually using this. But it all depends on system requirements. If you're gonna need like the most expensive stuff to just turn this on, this is definitely not going to be a good thing, because people are going to complain, I can't use this, they're locking me out of this feature. And in other scenarios, you don't have to use it. But I mean, I don't think like the cheapest card can run these. I can really not see them being capable of running this. But you can really not complain about the feature that you can turn on and off. So that's what I'm saying. Because a lot of people complain AI slop, AI slop, AI slop. But you need to remember you can turn this off. It's not enforced that you must use this. In this scene, the grass looks realistic. But I'm not going to see this being workable for all games, because this has more of the realistic look to it. So they're going for photorealism here instead of like art style. If you look at, like, for instance, animation games or different type of games with different art styles, it might not work as well. Except if they probably train their AI or whatever they use on those styles specifically to enhance those styles as well. So I don't know, but it looks quite well from what I'm seeing here. Yeah, in this scenario, it looks a little bit uncanny for me. The reason being, the animation on the characters, how they speak, makes it look like a high-end, visually realistic character, but with the animations being so out of place that it looks uncanny, because the mocap on the face is different from the visual experience from this. Gotta say, this looks quite well as well. Yet again, uncanny experience. Like I said, it's going to be hit or miss depending on games as well. It definitely looks like it's aging the characters a bit, but it looks here like he's maybe in his mid-40s, and here he looks like he's in his 50s, maybe he's 55 or something. So it's like it's aging the characters a bit. Yeah, this one is real definitive. This character looks like it's in his 60s, 65-ish. Yeah, it looks like it's like 80 or something. Yeah, this looks quite well. Let's just look on the glass. Okay, the glass is reflective. And let's look the before and after. This looks like more realistic glass. They definitely have a layering system all over every asset and stuff. The whole scene. Okay, this looks good to me, except it depends on the lighting, the intention of the lighting. It looks a little bit overused here, like the lighting is too much. It's like somebody's has a flashlight on the side of him while he is sweating a lot. But yeah, I can't complain. It does definitely visually enhance, and like I said, you can pick and choose if you want to use it or not. So if you're complaining about it, it's just a feature. You can always turn it off, just like the previous things. If you didn't like RTX, you could turn it off. Well, except for a few games that I'm going to criticize right now. I think it's like what is that game? Indiana Jones. That game enforces requirements. You must have RTX card. I don't think they need to enforce such things upon people. That's where I'll complain. If they're going to use this and force it on every game, and you're going to need to be forced to use it, then everybody has a right to complain. But if they give you an option to pick or choose if you want it or not, this is definitely an experience most people are going to like, I think. Because if they don't like it, they can just turn it off. That looks quite well, but let's just see if there's any artifacts. You see, here's some artifacts I was talking about. But also, it might have issues because this guy looks more South American. I'm not sure. But now, yeah, he still looks South American, but he's they definitely did something to him. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting experience. I don't think if people were going to show this to me like 10 years ago, I wouldn't believe them. Yeah, this is what we've seen before. We'll have to wait and see how good this is really going to be. Because, yeah, I've gotten mixed feelings on it. Some are looking very good and some not so well. Especially, I'm concerned about movement in games because slow moving characters and stuff like that, yeah, it's no biggie. But when you put these on like fast paced stuff, like for instance, you have a racing game or a fighting game or something like that, that will have a lot of fast paced movements, this is definitely going to be probably artifacting a lot. You're going to see a ghosting probably. Yeah, and I don't want to age all my characters. But yeah, I think they can tune this and give people the option to use it. I think that's not a bad idea, just say. Another thing will be consistency. If the character looks different each time you turn around or something, that's going to be a complaint for me. But if they can keep consistency with how they look, that's going to be a little bit better. Yeah, we already saw all of these. I was wondering when this was coming. I thought it was like 10 or 15 years from now, but I'm already trying it. But I said this is running on like two RTX 5090s at this time. So what's the performance going to be like on like RTX 5060 or 5050 or whatever support the DLSS 5 is going to be? Probably you're going to be able to use this feature once you got like RTX 90 series because nobody's got the money for like a 5090 and definitely not two of them. Those cars are way too expensive for this hobby. Well, thank you for watching, and tell me, what do you think about this? Do you have mixed feelings like me? You're hoping it can go well, but it also has some issues, probably like performance or something like that. Or do you think it's AI slop? I won't judge you for that, but remember, you can't turn this feature off. Or do you think it's looking quite well, and you're definitely going to use it? Well, let me know down below. And also, what do you think about it being used in different styles of games? For instance, animated games or anime games, or for instance, movie games, or games that do not specifically need to be realistic. Do you think they're going to have different features on those or something like that? Well, let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.